Next, we have Kaido Joker. In the story, there is nothing in the world that the mysterious phantom thief Joker cannot steal. He goes one treasure and after another in unpredictable capers with seemingly miraculous tricks. I should slow down if anything, because people may not be able to keep up with my fast talking. All right. So I kind of want to watch this. If anything, it seems like a more like, you know, silly, not very serious show, because of the art style. But I almost kind of want to watch it because it's based on a thief. And if he's the main character, I want to see him pull off thievery stuff. So I'm going to pick it up because I like the intricacies that can come with thinking up thieving acts and, you know, plans and such. They can be very intricate and fascinating. So I kind of want to watch it for... damn it. Just that, and if it turns out to be really dumb, like really poorly thought out criminal acts, or like maybe that it's not even about criminal acts, maybe he just sits around doing nothing all the time, then I'll drop it. But I'll pick it up for now and see what it entails. You know, it could be pretty cool. Moving on, we have Tenchi Muyo, which is a new Tenchi Muyo anime series. The only thing I know about Tenchi Muyo is that it is a very divided audience. Apparently, there's like a lot of people like Tenchi Muyo, and then there were like OVAs or something, and like the first two OVAs were okay, and then like fucking everyone hates the third one, or maybe it's like or maybe it's the minority that hates the third one. But there's like some weird shit going on with the Tenchi Muyo fan base. I don't fucking know. But I've never watched Tenchi Muyo in any of them in any form. So it's not a show for me. If you've seen Tenchi Muyo before and you liked it or whatever, here's more Tenchi Muyo. I don't know if it's a remake or a genuinely new thing. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Moving on, we have Shingeki no Bahamut Genesis. Mistarcia is a magical world where humans, gods, and demons mingle together. In the past, the black and silver-winged Bahamut has threatened to destroy the land, but humans, gods, and demons overcame their differences to fight together and seal its power. The key to that seal was split in two, one half given to the gods and the other to demons, so that they would never be united and Bahamut never released. Now, 2,000 years later, the world is in an era of peace until the day a human woman steals the god's half of the key. What's interesting is this is based on a card game. And I can't tell you off the top of my head if the staff is any good, but off memory when I looked them up, because I can't remember them at all, but I think I remember the staff working on this actually being pretty decent. The thing with card game adaptations is they could be really bad because the card games really have nothing to go off of, except like maybe like if you play something like Magic the Gathering, it has some kind of lore written on the card about the monster or whatever it is. So it can be very minimalistic story-wise and, like, not make too much sense because there's no story to begin with. But on the other hand, if you get a really creative team together, you can use that lack of a story, but decent amount of lore and tone to make something very creative and cool. And I've seen the trailer for this, and it seems like it could be kind of cool. So this is the first card game adaptation of something I'm gonna watch that in a long time. So, it could be pretty bad. Don't take my word for it. It's still a card game adaptation. It could be very bad. The trailer could be misleading. And for all I know, other people have seen it and think it's shit, but I liked it. But if I'm remembering correctly and the staff are decent, I'm actually really interested to see what they do with this. I would like to see a card game adaptation done with a really good staff. And again, if memory serves and this is being done by quite the good staff, then, I really want to see it. And I'm going to see it. I'll see if it's good or bad. I hope it's really good. It seems like it could be. Moving on, we have Areni Nuro Jijo. The story begins with Tatsumi, a high school boy who lives by himself. Then a devastatingly handsome merman named Wakasa moves into the bathtub in Tatsumi's home. Wakasa is a bit self-centered but cute, while Tatsumi is cool but a busybody. This is basically... I don't know. This dude gets a mermaid that lives in his bathtub. Or a merman that lives in his bathtub. I don't know if I said merman when I was reading the synopsis. When I read the synopsis, I like blank out because I'm focused on saying the words on the screen and I don't even register what I'm saying half the time. So I don't even know if I actually said merman or mermaid during the synopsis during that thing. Anyways, that was completely unimportant. I do know that this is in fact based on a 4 coma. I have not read it. I just know it's based on a 4 coma. And from what I've heard, the jokes are not that great. I haven't read it myself, so maybe the jokes are actually really good and the person just has no sense of humor. I have no fucking idea. But I tend to avoid 4-koma adaptations because they are generally not that great, so I'm going to pass on it. But I'm going to keep an ear out as per usual, especially when it comes to stuff like comedy shows. Like, I keep an ear out, and if a lot of people are like saying, oh, this is so funny and it's so good, then I pick it up. Because, comedy's subjective, so even if a lot of people praise it, I could still not like it. But, I don't know. If a lot of people like it, there's a higher chance that you will, I guess. I don't know. Everyone should find Osaki-kun funny, because it's the most amazing shit ever. Anyways, next we have Yowamushi Pedal Grand Road. Or it's probably Grande Road, I don't fucking know. Sequel to the Yowamushi Pedal TV series. So, again, if you've seen the original Yowamushi Pedal TV series, not last season, but the season before, again, split core. It was 37 episodes, which was quite long, but it was worth it. It was another one of those shows where it's long running, but it was good enough that I kept up with it. And here's the thing, you're like, wait, you made an exception, fuck you. Here's the thing, I went into Yowamushi Pedal not knowing it was going to be 37 episodes. Or did I? And I just forgot. Maybe I knew at one point and I just forgot. I know that when I picked it up, though, and started watching it, I didn't know it was going to be 37 episodes. And then I think maybe, it may have been as soon as watching the first episode, that it said right after that it was 37 episodes long. Or maybe it was later, I don't know. But I liked the first episode enough that I kept going with it. And that'll be the same thing with, what was it? World Trigger. Why did I think it was called Devil Survivor? That was a show like last season. Anyways, I think it's because the colors reminded me of it. Anyways, it'll be the same thing, where if it's good enough, I'll keep up with it regardless of length, but if it's too long, I'll have to drop it or put it on the back burner and keep up with it later because of the long commitment. But because I enjoyed Yowamushi Pedal so much, I watched it right as it came out, so it was really not that hard for me to keep up with. Shows that I'm just okay with, I kind of watch on a watch basis, like, I'm just kind of like, time to watch some anime, and then I watch them. But shows that I am enjoying and like, I watch them right as they come out, because I'm like, I gotta watch more. And yeah, I don't know why I said all of that. Second season Yowamushi Pedal, fucking hype! Yowamushi Pedal was good, I enjoyed it a lot. It was kind of a fucking kick to the dick, though, that it ended before the competition was over. They were like right near the end of the second day of the fucking competition of the Inter-High. And then they're just like, well, see you in 2 seasons. It's like, what the fuck? So, I'm really excited to see it come back. It was good stuff, and I can't wait to see more. Hell yeah. I don't know why I added the hell yeah. Moving on, we have Inou Battle wa Nichijou Kai no Nakade. In the story, the 5 members of the Literature Club awakened with extraordinary powers half a year ago. Although the members expected to be thrown into a world of super-powered battles at their school, their normal daily routine continued. No secret organizations bent on world destruction, no superpowered wars, no braves or demon kings. However, the members still look forward to the possibilities of adventure and continue to believe that with each day, they were getting ever closer to those days of fantasy. Their days of romantic comedy and battles with extraordinary powers begins. So, what's interesting here is that based on the promo art, you can tell all the girls are at the forefront and like the main character dude's like, I'm just gonna stay back here. This is mainly like a, hey, look at these cute girls show. But what's interesting is this is being done by Trigger of Kill la Kill and, more fucking importantly, Inferno Cop fame. That's fascinating. It's very different from what they've done before. Not to mention, Inferno Cop and Kill la Kill were original. Definitely had inspirations from other works, but they were original primarily. This is a light novel adaptation of like a standard cute girls thing. But here's the thing though. You can't really do a show focused on the cuteness of girls in a light novel, because you only get like 8 images per novel. So maybe the promo art's just very misleading. The only way it would be an exception is if it was focused on their personalities, like if they're very specific archetypes, or if it's a genuine harem, or a combination of multiple of those things. So, based on the promo art and synopsis, it's something I would normally be like, not that great. But since it's being done by Trigger, I'm just so fascinated on why they would pick this up that I'm going to watch it. I don't even necessarily think it's going to be good because Trigger is doing it. The main reason I'm going to be watching this, and maybe it'll surprise me and it will end up being good, but the main reason I'm going to be watching this is I'm going to keep an eye out and try and figure out what about it made Trigger want to adapt it. It could be as shallow as, like, maybe the fucking producer of Trigger's like, hey, this light novel has my waifu in it. You better fucking adapt this. Maybe it's something as simple as that. I don't fucking know. But I want to watch it and see if I can figure out why Trigger decided we need to adapt this. Because that is utterly fascinating to me. So I'm going to be watching this show on a very meta level. And if it turns out to be good, I'll stop watching it on a meta level. I mean, I'll still try and figure out why they wanted to adapt it, but I mean, if it's good, I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. Yeah, I just think it's so fascinating that they go from Inferno Cop to Kill la Kill to this. It's like, I mean, they've gotten kind of more stable. Like, Inferno Cop was off the walls, batshit crazy. And then Kill la Kill was pretty crazy, but way more grounded than Inferno Cop, which, to be fair, nothing will ever beat Inferno Cop in craziness. You could say that they're maybe kind of leaning towards becoming more, you know, more straightforward shows, but this is like a huge leap. Like, there's some middle ground that was missed. So, I'm interested to see what they do with it and why they adapted it. Anyways, moving on, we have Calero 2014, remake of the Calero 2E series 1992. I have no fucking clue what this is. It's a remake or whatever of something from 1992. I don't really care. It's the thing. Looks like Japanese Looney Tunes. I don't know. That's what the art style makes me think. Mixed with some, like, fucking, like, mutated Neopets shit. I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna watch it. It looks ridiculous. I don't care. If I hear that it's actually, like, the most amazing shit ever, I'll pick it up. I don't fucking know. It probably won't be. I doubt it. Don't expect anything. I doubt this is even going to get simulcasted, even regardless, or even picked up by fan subbers, let alone simulcasted. So I'm probably going to pass on it. I don't know, maybe someone will joke sub it or something, I don't fucking know. So I'm going to pass. Next we have Akatsuki no Yona, an epic fantasy romance set in a country in ruins. Since Yona is the only princess of a grand kingdom, she has been raised with great care by her doting father and protected by her childhood friend, guard, Hack, and others. His name's Hack. However, her fate changes on her 16th birthday when her beloved cousin, Suwon, murders her father to claim the throne. She flees the castle to Hack's hometown and begins her new life. This seems like a kind of classic fantasy adventure, which is cool. I really like that. I like that it's a straightforward fantasy adventure, but it also is about a girl being the main protagonist, but it's not drawing that much attention. I mean, it's saying, you know, she's the princess and, you know, she left and whatever. But otherwise it's not drawing main attention to the fact that she is of the female, a female protagonist. I kind of like that. And I feel like that's how it should be done. You know, when you have a female protagonist, it's like, she's female. So, like, it's, you know, it should be normal. It's just like, hey, here's your female protagonist. Like even then, like, it shouldn't even be about that. Like, the story is just like, well, she's the girl. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I like how they're handling the fact that they have a female protagonist. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, it shouldn't be a big deal, but I'm making it out like it's a big deal and then contradicting myself by doing that. I don't fucking know. Anyways, so I like that it's like an adventure vibe to it. You know, gotta reclaim the throne from evil cousin, killing the dad. It's bad stuff. And I actually really want to read it. I'm looking forward to it. And it's being done by Studio Pierrot, who've done some other shows that I've quite liked. I like that they have very, the thing with Studio Pierrot is they have very different animation styles. Some of their shows have like a very, I don't know how to describe it, but they have like a very specific look to them. And then they have like other shows that are like very different look-wise. It's almost like they have two different primary art teams. And this looks like it's done by the show, or it's done by the art team that I really like. So that's also pretty cool. Again, though, promo art can be misleading. It could look fucking nothing like the promo art. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks pretty good, like standard adventure kind of cool thing, which is neat. Next we have Trinity 7 in this romantic comedy, but sometime, probably should have said sometimes, serious magical school story. Life as Arata Kasuga knows it is wiped out by a bizarre incident known as collapse phenomenon. I broke that sentence up so much I don't know if it's an actual sentence. Which causes worldwide destruction and takes his cousin Hijiri Kasuga to the next world. To resolve the collapse phenomenon and bring back Hijiri, Arata enrolls in the Royal Biblia Academy. Waiting in the school are 7 beautiful female magic users, the Trinity 7. So this is basically a pick your waifu series, it seems. They're like, oh hey, there are 7 beautiful female magic users. Yay. You could tell how enthusiastic I am. I don't really care. I kind of like the art, but at the same time, I don't care. I also like that chick in the back. Anyways, moving on. I don't really care all that much. It seems like your typical, like I said, pick your fucking favorite girl kind of show, which is, it's for some people. I don't really care. I'll keep an ear out. If it turns out to be more than that, then, I'll pick it up. But, yeah, it's being done by 7 Arcs Pictures, which typically has very good animation and art, so, that explains why it looks pretty good. Yeah, I lost my train of thought for a second there. I'll keep an ear out if it turns out to be more than just, oh my god, girls and waifus, then I'll pick it up, but otherwise, I don't care. Next, we have Gundam Build Fighters Try. If you watched Gundam Build Fighters and you enjoyed it, then here's your sequel. Otherwise, don't bother. Or watch the first version, or first season of Gundam Build Fighters, and then watch this, if you are interested or whatever. Yes. Sequels are easy to go over. Next, we have High Star S Cool SeHa Girl. That's a title. Anime adaptation of SeHa Girls, the project that anthropomorphizes Sega game hardware into 17 beautiful girls. I almost want to stop there. The story of the anime will revolve around Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, and Mega Drive, who have just enrolled in SeHa Academy at Tokyo's Haneda Otori Station. They are given an assignment needed to graduate by a suspicious teacher, and to clear this assignment, the girls need to enter the world of Sega games. The girls must try their best to graduate without incident. I almost want to watch this just for the weird factor. Not even kidding. The designs are also wacky too, trying to reflect the consoles that they are based on and such. I don't know, I want to watch it for the weird factor. Just because it's so weird, you know, Sega girls based on consoles going into Sega games. I don't know. It's wacky. So I'm going to watch it just for the weird factor. If it turns out to be really boring, I can just drop it after all. And I fully hope and expect it to be weird and wacky. Please. Please be weird and wacky. Next we have Daitoshokan no Hitsujikai, which art style kind of already reminds me of Nozaki-kun. Nozaki-kun S2, please. It's not though, it's being done by a different animation studio. The story is set in Shiomi Academy, a vast prestigious academy with a Daitoshokan, literally great library, that rivals Japan's national library. As a member of the library club, Kyotaro Kake goes to Daitoshokan to enjoy reading by himself. He then meets a second-year girl named Tsugumi Shirasaki through the efforts of a so-called shepherd who fulfills people's wishes. Eventually, more girls join the club thanks to the shepherd. More girls joining a club with the one guy kind of show. But it's a visual novel adaptation, which means I have to watch it. This doesn't even look like it could be, like, wacky and weird, though, which is unfortunate. It looks very safe. But like I said, I'll pick it up because it's a visual novel adaptation. It'll probably bore me very quickly so I can drop it, but, who knows? Maybe it'll be funny or something. I don't know. Anyways, next we have Hitsugi no Chaika Avenging Battle, sequel to the Hitsugi no Chaika TV series. And you may already starting to get the idea of why I said this was sequels the season. This is a sequel to a show that I didn't care for Chaika that much. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't really love it. I enjoyed it at times. But I almost want to keep watching just because I watched the first season. It's like, why not, right? Also because that plot twist at the end, or one of the plot twists, I don't know, at the end of the last season was just so out of left field that I'm just left thinking, what? And I want to see where they go with it. So I'm gonna watch the second season, because I watched the first season, so why not? May as well, right? Moving on, we have Kiseiju, which I know is translated to Parasyte. The story is set in a world where alien beings called parasites come to Earth. They start taking over humans by entering in through their noses and ears and attaching themselves to their brains. One alien called Migi is only able to take over high school student Shinichi Izumi's right arm and is unable to control Shinichi completely. Migi and Shinichi are learned to coexist, and the two battle other parasites who see humans only as food. That's a slightly misleading synopsis at the end because it makes it sound more shonen-y than it actually is. Here's the thing. Parasyte is actually a really fucking cool manga. I haven't finished it because around the time I heard good things about Parasyte was when I heard it was getting an anime adaptation. So I didn't want to read it because I wanted to watch the show. Here's the thing with Parasyte. The first part of the synopsis may have given you, like, kind of cringes and such, based on what the parasites do. Like, they attach to your brain and shit. The thing with Parasyte is, you know what they call body horror? It's kind of described maybe by that guy in the background there. Parasyte is more of a body humor kind of a thing. The kind of horror aspect of body horror, but it's in a dark comedy angle. It's very fascinating, and I'm very interested to see how the general public receives this if they watch it. It seems like the kind of show that people will find interesting, but will generally not care that much for, just based on what I think of the general populace of anime watchers and what they think as they watch shows. Which is a shame because, again, I've heard very, very good things about Parasyte. If you didn't have any thoughts about Parasyte before, you should pick it up. If there's one show you should pick up this season, other than Seven Deadly Sins, it's Parasyte. Because it has the potential to be, again, maybe the areas I'm hearing is coming from the wrong place. Maybe it's actually not that good. But I've heard that the whole coexistence between Shinichi and his Parasyte friend is actually kind of nice. Like, it's well written. They're learning to coexist together. But, I keep saying it, but I've heard good things, and I am hopeful for this anime adaptation being quite good. So, yeah. It seems like the kind of show that general audience will maybe at first be interested in because of the weird factor, but then will kind of teeter off, which is unfortunate. Anyways, moving on, we have Shirobako. A Shirobako refers to the white box into which a finalized tape of a film is put, full of the effort of everyone who worked on it. 5 girls have their eyes set on getting in a white box as they try to find success in the anime industry through writing, production, and voice acting. So, this is basically Cute Girls Make an Anime, which is, it's being adapted by PA Works. This is, like I said, Cute Girls Make Anime, the show, and it's being done by PA Works, so it's your typical art style PA Works where all the girls look way too fucking shiny for their own good. To be fair, guys look too shiny for their own good, too. What's interesting is that it's an original work. Like, it's an original work. It's not being adapted from anything. And the director of it, I actually knew this part, I was trying to find the writer, still trying to find the writer. The director is a guy who made a show that a decent amount of people may know called Girls und Panzer, which is that show where cute girls drove tanks. I didn't end up watching it because people praised it as the most amazing shit ever, and that instantly turned me off because I hate when people do that. He's famous, a famous quote he made is that while he was working on Girls und Panzer, he had to basically rule the animation section of the studio with like a iron fist and a club to make sure no one drew panty shots of the girls. Like, he ruled with an iron fist to make sure none of the animators inserted fan service like that, which was hilarious. And during the press conference for this show, or announcement or whatever, he said the same thing. He's gonna make sure no fan service for the girls comes through, but he joked that he might let some fan service for guys go through. Or I guess technically it would be fan service for the girls because it would be of guys, but whatever. I don't even know if there are any guys in this show, but I mean, we'll find out as it airs. So basically, this is interesting. I kind of want to pick it up as it airs because the thing with Girls on Panzer, I guess I should elaborate, is that I didn't watch it as it aired because I passed it off as whatever, and then everyone started watching it and saying it was the most amazing thing ever in the universe. And when people say things like that, it really bothers me because I guess, you know why? It's because people said Girls on Panzer was the greatest thing ever, but they never backed it up. They were like, this is the most amazing thing ever. These girls drive around and do tank things. And I'm like, okay, what about that makes it great? And they're just like, it's tank things. And I'm like, I don't care. What about that is great? No one ever gave details. They're just like, it's a bunch of girls and they drive around tanks. And I guess the good thing about it was that it was actually dealing with tank battles and didn't actually do fan service. But that in and of itself isn't a good thing. It's just a... Let me word it. It's not a good thing so much as a not bad thing. Not a bad thing. I don't know. It's... Basically, doing that isn't like, good job, or I don't know. This is so hard to explain. It's not a positive so much as avoiding a negative. Maybe that's easier to word it like that. I don't know. I said all of that for no good reason, and I'm wasting my time. Basically, I'm gonna watch this as it airs because I'm interested in it, and I don't know, maybe it'll the first PA works that doesn't have stupid amounts of melodrama. I don't know, maybe it will, I don't fucking know. Hopefully it won't have stupid amounts of melodrama, and it'll be one of the first PA works that I actually like. Because I actually don't like pretty much any PA work shows that they've done, except for Uchiha Kazoku, which was so weird from them. Like, it was like their B team or something worked on it, because it was not their typical art style. It was all kinds of weird shit, but it was cool weird shit. Anyways, moving on, we have Psycho Pass 2, which is a sequel to the Psycho Pass TV series. Interesting about Psycho Pass 2 is, like Log Horizon, the production studio has changed. It is no longer Production IG, it is now Tatsunoko Production, which I've never heard of. They've probably done some stuff before, maybe? Maybe they're a brand new studio. For all I know, they could be a subsidiary of Production IG, like maybe Production... I think I actually read a news report, maybe it's... I think Production IGs and like some other animation studios, like parent company, like made a new subsidiary, which is Tatsunoko Production? I think? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know, but that's the first thing that came to mind. So there's that. And then there's also the fact that Urobuchi is not working on it. He's credited as supervisor, but that could really just be a formality, which it often is. So shitty. It's not even necessarily like me liking Urobuchi's works. It's just that I don't think you should replace the main writer of a show in any situation, really, because it's not like it's an automatically bad thing. Like, you know, a new writer can offer a fresh perspective, but at the same time, a new writer can also miss the fucking point of something entirely, which is bad. I'm not necessarily incredibly negative. I'm still hopeful. I'm expecting good things, but I'm just a little wary, just a little bit. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't like that they replaced Urobuchi as the main writer, but it could still be good. And maybe he is actually supervising. I don't know. Regardless, it's more Psycho Pass. I've been looking forward to the second season for quite a while, since it was first announced forever ago. And I've got high hopes. And I hope it's really good. I felt like I was going to add something else, but I don't remember what it was now. Probably not important. Anyways, moving on, we have Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso. Kosei Arima is a former child prodigy who lost his ability to play the piano when his mother died. His daily life is monochrome, but it begins to gain color when he meets a female violinist by chance. Kaori Miyazano is an audacious go-getter who is overflowing with personality. Enchanted by the girl, Kosei starts to move forward with his own legs at the age of 14. So basically this is about kids doing stuff and they learn things, and I really like the art. It's very colorful, very vibrant. What's interesting is that this is, Psycho Pass 2 is obviously the first show. This is the other show airing on the Noidamine time slot. And it is a, basically, rule of mine, except for the season when, like, fucking Black Rock Shooter and, like, some other stupid show aired. I think it was it Guilty Crown, or was that the season after Guilty Crown? but they basically are dumb shit. But this is another show in the Noidamine time slot, and Noidamine has not disappointed me with their shows other than that one chunk before. I mean, not all their shows are amazing, but they have not disappointed me, really. So it's pretty much a guaranteed pickup. It'll probably be good. Generally, Noidamine shows have very good character writing. I'm instantly remembering Nanana's Buried Treasure from not last season, but season before. The character writing tends to be quite good. Not, like, fucking amazing. Like, not the most amazing thing I've ever seen, but it's still very good. And I expect this to have the same, because it's in the Noidamine time slot. The entire point of the Noidamine time slot is to engage an audience other than the young adult. I think it's the young adult male, not teen male, which is the usual audience for anime. So usually those kind of shows have actual good writing in characters and such. So yeah, I'm hopeful it's gonna be quite good, because Noidamine, like I said, has not disappointed me so far. So hoping for some good stuff. Again, I felt like I was gonna say something else, but now I can't remember. Anyways, moving on, we have Ore Twintail ni Narimasu. Just letting that title sink in for a minute there. The story centers around Soji Mitsuka, an ordinary high school boy who happens to have an obsession for twintail hair. Great. One day, a mysterious, beautiful girl named Tuaru I think that's saying how it's supposed to be pronounced. Appears before him oh my god. Appears before him from a parallel world. At the same time, monsters appear in his town, and they declare that all twintails in the world belong to them. This is a light novel that is going full batshit. I almost want to watch it just for the batshit factor. Just like, fucking Angie Sunrise show. You know what? I think I will. I've actually managed to avoid a decent amount of shows this season. There are a lot of shows I'm passing on. I mean, I'm watching a decent amount, I suppose, and I'm keeping an ear out for quite a few, but, I don't know, I it's just so fascinating to me. They're just like, yeah, we're just gonna go crazy and we don't care. I like that. So I'm gonna watch it. Then again, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Like, I'm having second thoughts. You know what? I'm going to not watch it, because I'm going to wait and see thoughts on the first episode when it comes out. Because I tell you, I'm going to get one of two reactions on Twitter. Either I'm going to get, holy shit, this is so batshit, it's amazing. Or I'm going to get, wow, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And based on that reaction from the first episode, I'll decide if I'm going to watch it or not. That's what I'm going to do. Because I said I was going to watch it because I'm not watching that many, but might want to cover the next couple shows before I say that. Next we have Sanzoki no Musume no Ronja, which is like the Adventures of Ronja or some shit. The show will mark the first time that Miyazaki is directing a television anime series. That is misleading, and I will cover that in a minute. The story revolves around Ronia, the only daughter of Mattis, the chief of a tribe of bandits who live in a large castle in a forest. Ronia studies the ways of the mysterious creatures who live in the forest. Okay, misleading. It says that Miyazaki is directing a television anime series, but it's not actually Hayao Miyazaki. It's his son. So, you know, a little trickery there. Miyazaki, they're both named Miyazaki, you know, because Japan calls them by their last name. You know, it's actually his son. That's not to say that that's a bad thing. Like, his son's a decent director. He's done good and bad things, movie-wise, with a couple Ghibli works. I think he did, like, maybe he only did, like, 2 Ghibli films, but, he doesn't necessarily, he's okay. He's fine. I don't know. I feel like I'm not really qualified to discuss if he's good or not, because I haven't watched everything he's done. Not to mention, off the top of my head, I can't even remember specifically which ones he's done. I just know off, like, unconscious memory that he's okay. Like, I didn't fucking hate anything he did. Like, I don't remember thinking, man, who directed this? Oh, this guy, fuck that guy. Anyways. So the other thing to notice about this is that it's CG, which it's been getting a lot of shit for. Here's the thing with CG, and I feel like I should still cover this in a different video, but I'm going to give a brief summary of, maybe I don't know. If I do a video, here's a brief summary. If I don't do a video, here's my basic thoughts. The thing with CG and anime is there are main two problems with it. One is that anime runs at a shitty frame rate. It runs at 23.976 FPS, which is an awkward frame rate to say the least. About 30 FPS is the first frame rate where the eye can see things as being... Well, no, actually, that's 30... I think it's 23.976, actually. 23.976 is the minimum frame rate where the human eye can visualize something as being smooth motion. That does not include anime because of production reasons I'm going to cover in a second. So it's kind of a weird frame rate to do CG at. Like, if you notice, there are CG things like trailers for games and stuff that run at 30 or 60 FPS, and they look quite good. Again, the frame rate's not the only reason, but it helps because it's a much better, smoother frame rate to run at, because CG is naturally a smooth kind of thing to use. The other reason is that we just don't have very good human models to work with when it comes to CG. If you'll remember, well, you don't even really have to remember anything. Everything that, like, for example, Pixar has done, they don't really use humans, and when they do, they're like weirdly animal creatures or like weirdly artistic interpretations of people, because straight up human models don't look quite right because we're not quite there model wise. You can even see this in anime where you have shows like the most recent one was probably Knights of Sidonia. The people still look kind of weird and sterile, although that was almost kind of the point with Knights of Sidonia, because it was a weird futuristic kind of thing, and all the people were kind of supposed to look sterile. But anyways, the robots look really good. I can go back to something like Majestic Prince, which had very, very fucking good CG mech battles, because Studio Orange is great at knowing how to use CG in shows, but human models that look more humanesque, even anime human, just aren't quite there yet. The other reason, I only listed two, but there's actually a third, is that the way CG is used in anime tends to be for budget and time constraints. Basically, if they're on a time constraint or something, like, they do CG because it's quicker and cheaper. But the problem with doing it quick and cheap is that it doesn't look very good. And that's the problem. CG in and of itself is fine, it's just that the way it's implemented, because of the reasons it's implemented, is that it doesn't look very good. Because it's minimalistic. When the entire thing is based on CG, it looks quite nice. Like, I saw the trailer for this and it still looks a little off, but it looks a lot better than most CG shows have been doing, or CG in shows have been doing, because it's not being done, maybe it is being done for budget reasons, I don't know. But it looks actually quite nice. It looks alright. It seems like something it seems like a style I could get used to very quickly. I don't think there was anything else I was going to say. I just wanted to abridge my thoughts. I might do a video on CG, like a full video on CG and anime, and my thoughts and such. But those are the quick thoughts, because I want to get through this quicker. So I'm going to watch it. I have no problems with the CG. I know a lot of people are giving it shit. All I can say is give it a chance. If the only reason you don't want to watch it is because of the CG, give it a chance. I mean, I'm not saying, you fucking watch it and like it because that's a dumb reason. I do think it's a dumb reason. But if CG is really the only thing stopping you from watching this, just give it a go. Maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But, I don't know, it's just something I feel like you should, give a shot at least. Give it the chance, Anyways, moving on, we have Bonjour, Kyoji Patisserie. I think, I don't fucking know. The original story follows Sayuri Haruno, a girl who attends an elite confectionery school, Fleur, in a scholarship to follow her dream to open a pastry shop. There she meets several charming young men. It has been a policy of mine ever since Udapri, God bless Udapri, to watch every Otome adaptation ever since, in case something as amazing as Udapri ever shows up again. So, I'll be watching this. I don't have high hopes. It'll probably be really fucking stupid. There is one benefit. Based on the title, Patisserie, I don't fucking know. Their outfits and the fact that she's holding a cake, it will be based in a bakery. I fucking love baked foods. Which is both a good and bad thing. A good thing because, fuck yeah, baked foods show. Bad thing because, holy shit, it's gonna make me so fucking hungry. It's gonna be fucking awful to watch if I'm hungry. I'll have to make sure to eat dinner or something before I watch it. But yeah, that's the skinny of it. Ever since Utari, I have to watch every Otome game adaptation ever because they could be fucking amazing. So yeah, gotta watch it. Moving on, we have Girlfriend Kari, anime adaptation of Girlfriend Kari. Why is there Kari? Isn't it just Girlfriend? A school dating simulator game for smartphones. So the thing with Girlfriend is that you can date over 100 different girls. All of them, I don't think there's even any overlap. All of them have a different voice actor. Yep. So if you like voice actors, this is the show for you because it'll have literally pretty much every single female voice actor in the industry. That's the only reason I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch this. I don't know how many girls they're going to cover in this adaptation. I'm going to watch this. Like, the entire point of the game is just, who's best girl? I'm going to watch it and find out who best girl is. I'm going to find out. That's my goal. I need to know who best girl is. So I'll find out, God damn it. And voice actors may play a part in deciding. So, we'll see. I don't know. I keep losing my train of thought because I've been doing this for 2 hours at this point, and I'm just getting tired. And my throat is fucking killing me. Next we have Yuki Yuna wa Yushide Aru. The story takes place in the era of the gods, year 300. Yuna Yuki lives an ordinary life as a second-year middle school student, but she's also a member of the Hero Club, where club activities involve dealing with a mysterious being called Vortex. Again, I like that it's being based on an original work. Or, I guess it's not being based on original work. It is an original work. So I'm going to watch it? I don't know. It seems like one of those shows that could be dumb, oh my god, look at this cute girl, be cute kind of shows, but at the same time it could be pretty good. I have no idea. I'll give it a shot though, because I'm nearly at the end of the chart and I don't care anymore. And I like the art and the thing on her head, and I like the name Vertex. Shallow reasons, I know. I don't know. It could be stupid. Like, that's the thing, like, I try not to pick up too many shows because I want to have an easy load. But then at the same time, it's not that bad to pick up a lot of shows because if they're boring, I can just drop them. So, I don't know. Anyways, moving on. More Mushishi! If you like Mushishi, which you should, here's more Mushishi. If you don't like Mushishi, why don't you like Mushishi? You should watch Mushishi. The only reason you don't like Mushishi is because you haven't seen Mushishi. You should watch Mushishi. Then you can watch more Mushishi, which is this Mushishi, which is airing this Mushishi. Mushishi. And then finally we have Donton ni Waro. In the 11th year of the Meiji era, carrying swords was forbidden by the government, and those known as samurai were slowly fading away. However, there were plenty who didn't like those changes taking place in Japan, and inevitably the crime rates increased. The country's only solution was an inescapable lake prison. Since the prison had no other way to access it except by water, the 3 boys of the Kumo family were assigned to transport the criminals to their new home. So this is like a medieval 11th year of the Meiji era shit with like dragons and shit. You can tell by the promo art. I really like the promo art. And I'm going to pick this up just for one reason. Well, not one reason. It could end up being good. I don't know. I want to do one thing, is I want to watch this show, and then also I'm picking up that card game show, which is based on the magical world with gods and demons and shit. And I want to see which is better. Because they're both fantasy shows, but one is based on a manga, and the other is based on a card game. And I want to see if the loose interpretation of the card game lore allows for a better show than a strict manga adaptation. Interesting. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch it just for that one reason, which is a dumb reason. Also, because the animation is being done by Dogakopo, which is the same studio, I believe, that adapted Nozaki-kun. And I like them now, because they adapted Nozaki-kun. So now, they're the new Silver Link. Bones was the new Silver Link. Dogakopo is the new Bones. I'm now gonna watch every show they make. So yeah, I'm gonna watch this. So that's the end of the season as far as shows go. I could cover OVAs and movies that are upcoming, but fuck that. My throat is killing me and I've been recording for like 2 hours already. There's like some kind of, the only thing you know is there's like some kind of fucking Attack on Titan movie they're making. I think they said it was a recap or something, I don't know. There's also a Yowamushi Pedal movie being made, which I think is a recap of the first season. Yeah. So they're just recaps. Great. Lovely. So yeah, if you want to know about OVAs and movies and more specifically than that, just look them up yourself because I'm tired and my throat hurts and I'm tired of recording, so I'm just gonna stop. There was only one other thing I was gonna mention, but I'm looking right now. Okay. Because I mentioned the whole Dogakobo's the new Bone thing, but I don't remember any Bone shows. Hitsugi no Chaika's one because it's a sequel, but is there any, like, original season shows Bones doing this season? I don't think so. I don't think Bones is surprisingly missing from the lineup this season. They're not really doing anything. Yeah, all they're doing is the sequel to Hitsugi no Chaika. That's all. Wow. Maybe they're saving up their money and budget or something, and then they're going to come back next season. I don't know. I have no idea. Who knows? Anyways, that's it for the Fall 2014 anime season review. Thank God I'm done with it. Oh my God, why do these always take so long to record? Even when I try and go quickly, it always ends up taking 2 hours almost exactly. Why? This sucks. It's shorter than 2 hours by the time I edit everything out, you know, and well, everything down. But hey. So, I hope you enjoyed me prattling about things that I didn't know and moments of extreme unprofessionalism where I straight up looked up things while I was talking. Hey, what do you know? So, I hope that helped you decide what shows you're gonna watch this season, and maybe what shows I'm gonna watch this season. I don't fucking know. So, I'm tired, so I'm just gonna go. Hopefully fall turns out to be a good season, guys. It's the season of the sequels. I have good hopes for all the sequels, although a lot of them changed studios. 2 of them changed studios and such, so a little worrisome, but hey, what do you know? Here's hoping.